Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Team TLP here with the third video of Cardfight Tuesdays, week 4. And what we have here is me, Asama, and
I'm Dvzl, the leader.
And
I'm holding the camera, you guys.
Quinn, obviously.
Alright.
Anyway, the clans that we're using, I'm using an experimental build of Bermuda Triangles, basic, and the Dvzl's using.
I'm also using an experimental build of Aqua, not the rod chain.
And with that said, we'll also be explaining a few more cards.
2 or 3, depending on timing and how the match goes. But trying to multitask, so give us a chance.
All right, and with all that said and done, let's begin the card fight, shall we?
All right.
Oh, Jesus. I think I just hit the lottery.
It's a terrible hand.
Let me not do this, please.
It's very terrible.
I'm not
I
gonna do
feel
this
sorry for y'all. Like, I never got a bad hand for like any of these videos yet.
No, it's not like it's a bad hand. It's just not getting the right thing. So as soon as we get the match underway, we'll start with the first card, which will be the chick who didn't get reversed. No, she did.
Wow. You said words.
Pure-hearted Jewel Knight Ashley. Alright, that's the card every Royal Paladin user wants to use.
Not me.
No,
Oh. Yo,
people like to. Well, we'll get to the card later.
can I get a milli?
Oh, you need a million?
Yeah.
Say no.
I ain't that type of guy.
Evil.
That type of guy.
If it was a tournament, you definitely saying
no.
no.
You would have to ask that question.
Like, no.
You would have to ask. Alright, so my hand's ready. I'll let you go first because it seems like you're having a struggle.
And
I'll let you go first.
Alright.
Alright. So, as I said recently, the first card we have is Pure-hearted Jewel Knight Ashley.
Alright.
As other people would know, as most people know, this is the break ride for the Aqua clan. For Aqua well. It's the break ride for the Royal Paladins. And when a Royal Paladin rides this unit, it gets 10,000 plus 1 critical, and when it's not being broke ride on top of, when it attacks the Vanguard, it gets 2,000 power. So
that's all I have break ride. That's all the break rides.
well, a decent amount of them have a different way of getting 2,000 power.
Well, like my Eradicator, you need to have 3 damage for.
And Beast Deity, you need to be boosted by no grappling instead of just attacking.
I don't see why that's a problem.
Well, some people may not have cards back then, but
All right, okay.
let's continue. Pretty much, I see a lot of people picking up this card. A lot of people, because Royal Paladins, they don't have a break ride. Well, they're now getting a break ride. It may be a Jewel Knight, but they can combo with it with a lot of cards. I'm talking about MLB and their
I ain't doing that.
Majesty Lord Blaster.
Yeah. I've faced someone who did it, and they got like a 3 critical. I didn't know what was going on, by the way, but
I mean, a perfect guard.
yeah,
Stop
I've faced it before, and it was. I let it through. I didn't die. But
You ain't died, but you let it through.
Die.
Okay.
I let it through. But truthfully, it was just new. It was just new because what 10,000 and another crit on top of MLB's crit, but you could chain that with a lot of cards. Just that's all I'm saying. And your thought for the card?
I mean, it got the basic skill. I mean, plus a crit and 10k. I'm not gonna say that it's not an issue, but considering that 90% of the break rides out here in Vanguard technically have a skill like that, more or less you're gonna have to have a perfect guard. If not, if you're gonna let that through, you best to hope that they're not running more than 4 or 5 crit in a deck, because
that's a oof.
Of course they're gonna do that. I mean,
of course.
That's the thing, considering that they're going to, your best option is to perfect guard that. If not, unless you're OTT,
block
then
it.
your best bet is to block that, because if you eat it and they get like 2 criticals, you're eating about 3 or 4 damage, and if you're already at 3 damage, that's the death. So
that's the game. Once you get 2 heals,
just kiss it away. So more or less, it's a pretty effective card. With other cards being supported by other cards that get power boosts off of one another, considering it's Royal Paladins, after all of that's being done and you perfect guard it, you best have more cards out because you're still getting hit for high numbers afterwards. So it's actually pretty dangerous.
Alright, so Quinn, how do you feel about that?
I say that's just more people about to run Majesty Lord Blaster. Because mostly all the Royal Paladin people, that's all they do. I mean, they have more than just Majesty Lord Blaster.
Yeah, they have a decent amount of cards.
I don't know why they just stick with that. I mean, I understand that it's like I guess the best one, but come on, man.
One thing you could do is break right off King of Knights Alfred. That's a good card.
12.
True.
But, yeah, the Royal Paladin version.
Wait, what's Alfred's skill? Does he have a skill?
The regular one?
Yeah. No, the other one.
It's you can boost it, and it gets 2,000 for each rare
For
card.
each rare. So if you have 5, that's 10.
And it's not a limit break card, so you can counterblast 3 cards and superior call 2 or lower from the deck.
Blaster Blade.
Call Blaster Blade Liberator. Counterblast you if you
Whoa.
still have others, and then
We're
retire
talking
a
about
card
Paladin
from the
here,
field.
right?
No, Blaster.
Regular Paladin, right?
Huh? Yeah, they're regular Paladin, not Liberator.
Oh,
Not Liberator, ain't.
Oh, I got that mixed up.
Yeah, that's the card you would tend to shoot for, but yeah. Your move.
No, I'm done.
Oh. And draw. Alright.
And the next card we'll be talking about is Battle Maiden Sahohime. She's a Genesis card, you know. And you know, although she's only a single rare, her effect is actually pretty solid considering that you know, more or less it's helping out the Genesis trait of the deck. Which pretty much do when this card gets a hit confirm, you can counterblast 1 and soul charge 3. So you know, with the grade 3 skills, and you don't have to soul blast 6 or 3 or anything or any numbers along those lines. With Sahohime, all you have to do is counterblast 1 and you're soul blasting 3 cards each time you get a hit.
You put that on Vanguard, ain't nobody gonna try and block it.
Exactly, and plus the effect applies to Vanguard or Rear Guard. So 9 times out of 10, all you have to do is just have Sahohime supported by maybe an AK Vanilla for 17, and then if you get a trigger applied,
That's 22.
Yeah, that's 22 or 23, and then just get the hit and just soul charge. So it's actually really effective. It's helping you build up soul. So it's actually a really good card. I like it. What do you guys have to say about that?
Well, I truthfully believe that, as I've said in the other videos, you know, you always want to be consistent. You always want to be consistent for Genesis with soul charging. So this is a perfect card. Well, then again, you do always need a hit confirm, and if you're facing someone who knows Genesis, you know, they're gonna
That's a
try and block
problem.
it.
But then again, I mean, if it's really early game, I don't think they really. They might not.
They might.
Chances are they'll probably most likely want to stop you, and if you have a grade 3 for like next turn, you will ride it. So
Exactly.
But I mean, if you're running like 4 or 3 of those, you're gonna give them a really hard time because they're gonna want to try and stop. That's actually a really good card to benefit you, because if you attack, they're going to try and block it because they don't want you to soul charge. So either way, if like they'll block it, you make them drop cards. If they don't, you get 3 soul. So either way, it's just a big benefit for you.
Exactly. It's pretty much like MLB, like the starting Vanguard, which is Wingle Brave. I believe that's Wingle Brave. I've seen people in tournaments, not personally, but I've heard stories that if you tend to want to block that attack because
no one told me that.
That's the card that that's the card that usually goes in the soul and searches for Magis's or Blaster or any of the blasters that you're missing.
Yeah, and I ate that.
Blaster Blade. So, you know, you tend to want to block certain hits. You want to know what exactly is going to happen if you get a hit confirm, which is this card applies pressure pretty much. That's pretty much what you gotta understand.
All right.
10. 11.
10.
Oh, what is that? Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And
This card, I have to say,
Stand trigger.
Eradicator Dragonic Descendant. That right there is like
Oh, yeah.
that grade 3. It's just crazy because it has the trait of Ikaguro, but it's not. It's like the end, but worse,
14.
in my opinion. But it's a yes and a no because how the effect work is you have to counterblast 1 Eradicator card, and then you have to drop 3, but then you get to restand him. He still keeps his twin drive on top of that, and he gets a crit. So generally, you would attack not boosting him. You would just leave him alone, and then you know you just do the effect. It's just positive. Like I can't even. I want that card.
pretty much is just really hacky. Like
It ain't hacky.
It's just
Ant, do you have any thoughts about it? What you
well,
just said.
It's like Dote, but just worse.
It really is DOTE. To be completely honest, I personally, as a fighter, I just really don't like cards that have skills like that.
You're just mad.
It's considering Kagero, like Dauntless Drive Dragon, his skill, you know, considering he's a break ride. After you break ride, you can restand the Vanguard and whatnot. So cards that can restand, that like to me, that's really a really large issue for one reason, for more reasons than one. Because after you perfect guard the first attack by the Vanguard, you restand the Vanguard again. What are the chances of actually having another perfect guard in hand?
A lot. If you have 4.
I mean, if you have 4, you're gonna be consistent. You're gonna be consistent.
True, but excuse me. It's true, but chances are, what if the perfect guard gets knocked out and they're in the damage zone or drop zone?
Oh well, then I guess you eating it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And that has a crit and a twin drive on it.
So it's like you stand it, use it, stand it up again. It's a really big issue. Cards like that and Kagero, they're really hard to fight against. So 9 times you're gonna have to run 4 more perfect guards. Plus, it has a special counterblast, Eradicator, counterblast 2.
Oh, and you get the plus 5,000. So
exactly. So
it's a good card to keep pressure on your opponent, as all the Dragon Empire cards do.
17. My personal feelings about it. Truly, if you're playing a good, consistent deck and you have 3 cards in hand, 3 cards in hand, and you have 4 perfect cards, there's a way out of it. Maybe not next turn. Maybe not next turn, but the one turn. Truthfully, my advice to anybody facing it, maybe you want to take that first hit.
Eat the first hit.
Because you never know. Because if he stands back up, he has a critical. If he stands back up, he has a critical.
So,
but the only thing is, I'm pretty sure
he'll get a critical.
When it gets to 5 damage, you can't let it hit.
You can't.
You can't let it hit, and it's gonna stand back up. So you better hope it's either you finish him or you get more cards in hand to probably survive the next round. But hopefully, most fighters don't get to that situation. Hopefully not. But it's usually it gets crazy in Vanguard. That's all I truthfully have to say. 13.
Are you at 5 damage and you only agreed 2?
Yeah, times are hard out here.
This is 17.
Damn, take.
Block it, man. You had
Check.
Oh, never mind.
That's the game, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the game. Yes.
Alrighty.
All right. We'll see you in the next video.